Hello, my name is Steve Bigelow with the Candlestick Forum. Nothing to do as far as any extensive trend analysis. It's all very simple, but once you start seeing the buy signals, as we saw in the Dow doing a morning star signal, closing right at the 50 for the fourth time, when they opened up positive, it's very simple analysis. The uptrend was in progress and will probably remain in progress until you see an extensive sell signal and a close back below the T line. Same scenario over here in the NASDAQ. It all started with the alert from that bullish flutter kicker signal, which confirmed. Then we had a Doji at the 50, told us that they were not resisting at the 50 anymore. The uptrend remains in progress. So what do you do when you have an uptrend? Obviously, you want to find which stocks are going to have the strongest price moves when a market trend is in a consistent mode. And that's using candlestick signals and the logic of candlestick signals. Today, EAR did a big breakout, coming out of a kind of a fry pan bottom, but notice more importantly, a massive series of dojis. Remember what a doji represents. If one doji represents indecision, a series of dojis means massive indecision. What does this candle illustrate? They finally made their decision after this big period of indecision. The probabilities are that they're going to be moving higher because now we can see what their decision was. So we are going to be doing a session this Saturday on the top ranked signals and patterns. And the reason for that is the expected results of these top ranked signals and patterns are not only strong as far as directional, but also strong as far as the magnitude of that return or that price move. The best friend signal, as seen in VMEO, told you there was a drastic change of investor sentiment that was likely to be continuing an uptrend at least up to the first resistance level. You can use that information. Remember, we're seeing indecision and then what their results of their decision is. These produce high probability results. We were recommending BEKE, kind of hovered in here, and we re-recommended it because look at your best friend signal, a doji followed by a gap up through the resistance level, producing kind of a J-hook pattern, wave one, wave two, going into wave three. As soon as they broke out through this level, doing a best friend signal, and knowing that the best friend signal is producing a strong uptrend, this becomes a very high probability trade setup. Anytime we see that best friend, we know there's probably going to be a long and strong uptrend. So candlestick logic says, what are the probabilities that you're down here toward the oversold area? You can see there was a bullish engulfing and now a double bottom with a best friend. Other people that are watching double bottoms are going after it, but we're going after it because now we see that strong best friend signal on a second buy situation at the same level. This usually implies the probabilities are extremely strong for heading higher. When we have that type of information, we can use it not only to identify when it's time to be buying stock, but also calls and call spreads. This is what we're going to be working on Saturdays, not only recognizing the top, there's about 15 to 18 what we call top ranked signals and patterns. It's basically a clear illustration when there's been a lot of strength coming back into investor sentiment. Now we want to figure out how do we maximize our profitability by either buying the stock, buying calls, or a combination of calls and spreads. So every time we've seen this type of situation, that puts us in a trend probability that you want to be buying when it's time to buy and start taking profits when you start seeing exuberance at the top. So right now, there's nothing as far as the analysis of an uptrend other than it's in an uptrend. At this point, you stay long, but you're a little bit more cautious now because the markets are in an overbought condition. But this is why you want to try to make the best profitability during an uptrend, because all uptrends will end in a pullback. We want to pick out the strongest trades during that uptrend. So join us again on the 23rd. It's a full day training. We usually say from 4 hours, from 10 a.m. Eastern to about 2, but you won't get out probably before 4 o'clock. And this is, again, identifying the strongest signals and patterns, showing what the best option strategies are, but most importantly is getting a firm grip on your investment perspectives based upon the signals that produce these high profit trades. Join us. You're going to get a lot more than your money's worth. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.